Published 0654 EDT, the 19th of September 2017. Updated 0714 EDT, the 19th of September 2017. When Neymar joined Barcelona in 2013, Johan Cruyff could see trouble ahead. "I would put two captains on the same boat," he said, referring to the Brazilian joining the same team as Lionel Messi. "You have to learn from the past on this one. For once, the great man was wrong." Neymar and Messi got on so well that they both paid gushing tributes to each other when they parted company this summer. Neymar and Edinson Cavani disagree over who should take a penalty against Lyon on Sunday. Neymar struck up a strong relationship with Lionel Messi during his time at Barcelona. French newspaper L'Equipe claim Neymar and Cavani had a dressing room bust-up. However, it's unlikely to be that way when Edinson Cavani inevitably leaves Paris Saint-Germain. Neymar has already stopped following him on Twitter, and he passed to him just twice in the weekend game against Lyon. Cavani didn't pass to Neymar at all, and by all accounts went for him in the dressing room after the game. There are two differences between PSG in 2017 and Barcelona in 2013. Cavani is not Messi, and the Neymar of 4 years ago is not the Neymar of now. Messi can be as self-centered as the next superstar, but it's also true that by genius standards he has a remarkably underdeveloped ego, and Neymar benefited from that. At the end of the 201,415 season, Barcelona were thrashing Cordoba 60, and Messi, on a hat-trick, let Neymar take a penalty because the Brazilian hadn't scored yet. It was typical of his attitude during the 4 seasons playing together. Cavani stands behind Neymar as the Brazilian lines up a free kick against opponent's line. Dani Alves earlier took the ball off Cavani and gave it to Neymar so he could take a free kick. Cavani failed to score the spot kick following his public disagreement with the Brazilian whenever they marginalized weak opposition. Messi, Neymar and Luis Suarez would make an effort to ensure all three got on the scoresheet. And in closer, more difficult games, when Messi felt that his aim was off and that Neymar was turning everything he touched into gold, then he would step aside and let the Brazilian be the protagonist. In last season's comeback against PSG at the Nou Camp, it would have entered Messi's head to push Neymar to one side for the late free kick and even later penalty. Neymar was also very keen to show that he had not come to rip Messi's crown off of his head, even though succession was the general long-term idea. On the day of his presentation he said, "I've never worried about being the best in the world. The best is already here, and it's Messi, who cannot be compared with anybody. I am one of the luckiest men in the world to be able to play alongside him and learn from him. I have come to help him stay as the best and to win many more trophies." Luis Suarez, Neymar and Messi celebrate a goal against Atletico Madrid in January 2015. Cavani and Neymar debate who should take the penalty at the Parc des Princes on Sunday. It may well have been as premeditated and scripted as his speech in Catalan that day, but it played out just as he said he wanted it to. Messi stayed number 1 and Neymar helped him. Clearly he has not gone to PSG to help Cavani remain the main man at the Parc des Princes, and for all that Neymar's petulance grates, the Uruguayan is perhaps the bigger fool for not realizing that if the £198 million man wants to take the halftime team talks as well as all the free kicks and penalties, he is going to be allowed to. And there is one more big difference between PSG and Barcelona. At Barca, Neymar had his band of brothers off the pitch. At PSG he has one on the pitch too. In Spain the so-called twas never left Neymar's side. This group of friends from Brazil were with him from his presentation in 2013 to his last day in Barcelona, when they all went to get tattoos in the city. Each one got a letter tattooed onto his wrist that when the group stand together and put their arms out spells amigos. Several twats even went on the club flight to the US for the pre-season tour, much to the annoyance of some of the club's directors, especially the ones who knew Neymar was going to leave the club before the season started. Neymar has former Barca teammate and 3 other Brazilians for support at PSG, but despite the social entourage on the pitch, he was increasingly isolated. He stayed friends with Messi and Suarez, but the Brazilian quota in the squad seemed to go down every year, and he was left sitting next to reserve team right-back Douglas on flights to games. He wanted Brazilian players brought to the club, and the signings of Philippe Coutinho and Paulinho were both lined up with his desire to have his own gang very much in mind. Barca followed through on Paulinho, and tried to follow through on Coutinho, despite Neymar's departure, but he had been the catalyst for the interest in them. At PSG he has Marquinhos, Lucas Moura, Thiago Silva and Dani Alves. He doesn't have to take the ball off of Cavani because Alves will do it for him. He's the Prince of Paris now. He has his court, his royal protector in the shape of club president Nasser Al-Khelaifi, and unless Cavani starts playing like Messi, he has little choice but to dance to Neymar's tune.